Well, Katie Maloney is clapping back at the rumors that her new man Nick has been cheating on her. Plus, we have some leaked text messages from none other than Miss Lisa Barlow. Is she really the villain? Let's get into it. You're listening to No Filter with Zach Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. What's going on? What's today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hey. Happy Halloween. Hi. What are you guys doing for Halloween? Are you watching some Hocus Pocus? Are you having some spooky cocktails? I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, Kristen in the live chat. Kristen came in hot and Kristen said, people just need to lean into their inner villain. Stop playing. Here's the thing. I agree with you, Kristen. But the thing is, people want to lean into their inner villain and people want to be in their villain area. But here's the thing. It takes a real one, a real tough one to be able to fully lean into their villain era and stand in their villain era. Okay. I don't want to flex on me, but I've been in people have made me the villain so many damn times and I don't give a shit. I own it. I'll take it. I'll be the villain in whoever story I need to be the villain in. I know who I am at the end of the day, right? But I was thinking about it this morning because there's so many people who will get very easily offended or who will they like to be the villain when it's cute for them, but then they can't take the heat that comes with being the villain. They can't handle it. They can't. They waver and they complain and they cry. And I know I've been there, right? I remember one time I was getting some heat. I think it was about, I don't remember what it was about. I think I was defending Lisa Renner or something, right? And I was talking to one of my friends. And I was like, I don't get why people are dragging me on the internet. This is so stupid. And then she's like, Zach? And I was like, yes. And she's just like, you have a big mouth and you talk a lot of smack. And she's like, and that's just who you are. So shout out to Monique. But she's like, but that's just who you are. Right? So she's like, when people give you crap or when people make you the villain or they want to hate you for whatever reason, you have to just own it. You don't shy away from being a villain. You can't lean into your villain era and then be like, oh my God, guys, wait, no, I'm so innocent. No, fuck that. Be you. And that's what I do. So I agree with you. I think more people should just embrace their villain era. There was somebody that I saw on Instagram and they had posted, they just made a playlist called something villain something. Hold on. I was trying to listen to the playlist because I was like, "Ooh, this feels very up my vibe." What was it was called? I don't know. Something about see you next Tuesday villain era or something, some type of playlist like that. And I was just like, but baby boy, I don't think you could ever handle being the villain. Too many people want to think that they want to be the villain, but really they're the lollipop guild. Most people are the lollipop guild. They're not even Gilda. They're the lolly in their heads, they think they're Gilda because they're like, I'm such a good person, you know. And they're super woke, but it's fine. Save the world. You're just the lollipop guild. March down the yellow brick road. We always know Wicked is going to be the star. Laura says, always awkward and unusual, not the villain. See, Laura, you own it. You do you, boo. Laura's like, I'm awkward and unusual. You know what? Own it, baby. Own it. Lisa says she's dressing up in a light blue suede sweatsuit with cotton balls and she's carrying around a spray gun because she's cloudy with the chance of rain. And then I squirt. Laura, this is not OnlyFans. You saved the squirting for the OF. Lisa. Michelle says she's doing parent life tonight, walking drinks with the kids, collecting candy, and then I'll eat them and fall asleep as they fall asleep. Yeah. Wait, so you're tailgating it? Is that what it's called? When you're sneaking drinks and you're taking the kids trick or treating, but you have a cocktail in hand? I like that. Good. I'm gonna be that type of parent. I'm gonna be like, let's go trick or treating. And me have my cocktail in hand. Yeah. Lauren is going to the movies tonight. I'm going to see the 1931 movie Dracula. Ooh, fun. Talk about special effects. Snap. Brian says, I'm dressing up as a pharmaceutical commercial patient. My severe plaque psoriasis isn't going to stop me from playing pickleball and running on the beach. Very specific. Sure. Christy's watching Hocus Pocus tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. Michelle says, "Oh yeah, Parent Squad brings the cocktails for the walk." See, but do you like hide your cocktails or you like own it? Like with me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I have a cut water in my hand and what or what or what, you know? I'll be that bad parent. I'll be that bad dad. Um, yeah. Sarah says, "Can't do night holidays. I'm legally blind." Oh, well, that took a turn. Okay. I wait for the grandkids to bring me candy. Well, that's even better. You don't even have to go out. You don't have to go, sir. You don't have to go trick or treating. You don't have to worry about taking them trick or treating out in the cold. Sarah's like, y'all go and take your cut waters. I'm just going to sip my cocktails at home and you bring me the candy. I love it. Danny says, yes, cocktails in hand as the kids drive their Power Wheels from house to house. Ooh. Michelle says, we Lisa Rinna own it. What you gonna do about it, Karen? Right? What, Karen? Buck up. Brian says, FYI, I'm not the villain, but I always get revenge. I've taken 10 years for someone, but I got him back. Oh, see, I've never identified with Margaret Joseph's more until like recently. I realized like I'm a loyal friend, but I'm a lethal enemy. I have an arsenal. People didn't even know the arsenal I have. But it's okay because I don't release that art. I trust that everyone's shit will come out at some point. I don't need to out them. Some people accuse me of things. I could, but I won't. Patsy says, in our neighborhood, one of the neighbors has candy for the kids and beer and high noons for the adult. Okay, I want to go to that house. Take me to that house. Give me a high noon. Um, Okay, remember how the other night I told you I was watching the Dodgers game, which by the way, Dodgers won the World Series. I was very invested. I was all in, like Teddy Mellencamp. I was ready. I was locked and loaded. We started the game and it was like 0-5. And I was like, oh my God, the Dodgers are losing 0-5. Like, what? Is this a conspiracy? This is a conspiracy. They're trying to make us watch all 7 games because they make more money off of all 7 games. This is redonkulous, right? I was like fully invested and like very sad that like the Yankees were coming in, they were coming in hot and it was 0-5. I was like, this is some bull sugar, right? I was pissed. And then all of a sudden the Dodgers come back and then it's 5-5. And I was like, okay, feeling a little bit better. The odds are getting better. Okay. It's 5-5. And then the Yankees got another one and then it was 5-6. And I was like, oh my God, this is driving me crazy. And in the midst of all of it, remember how I told you I had beer the other night and I didn't like the beer? It was the dad beer. I don't know what kind of beer it was. It was just called dad beer, but it didn't specify what type of beer. But I did try a hazy IPA. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I didn't think I would because they're like IPAs. Nobody really likes IPAs because they taste stronger and they're higher alcohol content and they have a stronger flavor, blah, blah, blah. I thoroughly enjoyed that hazy IPA. I was like, okay, kind of here for it, you know? And it was stronger in alcohol by volume, even better, you know? Psh, even better. But I had that and I was watching the game and I was very invested in the game. And then it was Yankees 6 and Dodgers 5. And I was like, you know what? It's getting late. It's approaching my bedtime. Dodgers probably aren't going to win tonight. So I'm just going to close my eyes for 5 minutes and I'll wake up right at the end of the game so that I'm nice and disappointed right at the end and then I can go back to sleep, right? Brian says IPAs are a West Coast staple. Okay, thank you, Brian. Good to know. And so I closed my eyes for what I imagined was like 2 minutes, right? Next thing you know, I think it was like maybe the 6th or maybe the 7th inning. It wasn't that far into the innings, or maybe it was. I don't know. But I was like, I'm going to close my eyes for 5 minutes, right? And so it felt like 2 minutes. And next thing you know, I hear people shouting and I hear fireworks. And I'm like, what is going on? I was like, did we win? I missed the whole fucking thing. I missed the Dodgers winning the World Series. All this hype, and I was watching the Dodger game night after night, rooting for the Dodgers, only to miss it when it mattered. I missed the fucking win. But I woke up and I saw all the fireworks going, and it was very exciting. I was like, yeah, let's get it. So, yeah, I was very excited. And then I went out there and I was like, yes, let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. We're doing the damn thing, you know? So yeah, I missed the win, but I was like up for like 5 minutes when there was all the cheering and the fireworks. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna go before they start looting. And they did. Luckily, well, I was far from like where all the looting and stuff was happening. But then I woke up and I saw my neighbor on Instagram posted that, yes, all the looting and the craziness happened down the street, but then they went and they lit the tree on fire. I was like, "Oh my god, this is why we can't have nice things, darling, because you break them, we had to take them away." And they like tagged a bus and set a bus on fire, and then they looted the Nike store, and then they looted the Foot Locker store. And I'm like, what is it with all the all the sneakers? We want to steal all the sneakers? This is ridiculous. What did you just fall out of a coconut tree? All of you must have clearly fell out of a coconut tree if you're going out there and just like burning shit and looting. No, thank you. Sorry. Like, let's just enjoy the Dodger win. Let's have an IPA because Brian says it's a West Coast staple and just like cheer it on, you know? The Mrs. Roo says some people just don't know how to celebrate because they don't want to celebrate. They want to steal. They want to cause chaos. They want to wreak havoc. And then they come in here and they steal all their shit and then they go back home. I'm like, you know what? Anyway, go Dodgers. We have the parade that's coming up next, right? It's like the gay parade, but for the Dodger fans. So instead of the rainbow, it's all the blue, you know? Michelle said, whatever happened to celebrating with like a cake? You know, that's a really great idea, Michelle. I don't know where we got so far off where we just thought we had to like burn stuff. Sarah says, save the looting for the election. Thank you for that reminder. We already everything in downtown, like, well, at least in my neck of the woods, my part of town, we have everything already boarded up. Things are gated off. Like everybody's already prepared. But even like the Foot Locker store, I saw that that was boarded up, and they still like went past the board. I was like, what? Guys, the reason there are boards on there is to say, hey, loser, don't fucking loot. Like it's not that hard, to like not break the law. You know what I mean? But sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. Lauren says, I don't understand looting after the Dodgers won. Right? I don't understand. Well, also, looting aside, why did they set the tree on fire? I was like, I like that tree. I mean, not that that tree was any special in comparison to any other tree down my street, but like, I was like, why did we feel the need to light the tree on fire? Like, why? I didn't understand. I was like, but like, okay. Michelle, I liked that tree. I mean, I didn't dislike it was a nice tree, right? I mean, again, it was very similar to every other tree on the street, but like it was just a very lovely tree that I just didn't understand why we needed to light the whole tree on fire. I understand when people light the trash cans on fire, which also, by the way, I noticed as I was walking the dogs, because when you walk the dogs, you have to pick up the potty. And then I was looking for all the trash cans down the street. I'm like, what happened to all the trash cans? Because they removed the trash cans because people light the trash cans on fire. And they're like, well, we're out of trash cans. Might as well light a tree. Like, what? Go light some trees in your apartment, do a puff, puff, pass. Like, light those kind of trees, but, like, don't light the trees outside. What did the tree ever do to you? What did you fall out of a coconut tree? If the Dodgers won, why destroy good point. I don't know. Anyway, go Dodgers. They won. We only have one more week of craziness until the election, and then we'll see what happens after that. But it's Halloween. What a time to be alive. Elaine says, "Did you watch the video of the poor horse that got hit in the?" Okay, well, no, I did not watch that, but that sounds even worse. Cassie said, "I live in a small city. We had protests, but they were always calm. No fires, no damage. I couldn't imagine having to board up a business." Yeah, listen, I lived through it in 2020, and that was cuckoo crazy. Michelle says they're just out here burning down the coconut trees they fell from. Yeah, go back in the coconut tree, okay? Go back into the coconut tree and then light it on fire and go live your life elsewhere. Don't light up my trees. These ain't coconut trees, I'll tell you that. I ain't got no coconut trees in my house. Um, Trisha says exactly makes you want to root for anyone other than no, I don't want to root for anyone other than the LA team. I want to root for my team. That's my team. And some of those pictures were really cute for some of the players, not just the pictures, but like, equal opportunity across the board team. Anyway, sorry. Long tangent about the Dodgers winning. We also had some other news that came out. Traders, what's his face? Alan Cumming has officially announced that the traders will be returning, as I told you they would, this January. January 9th, Traders Season 3 with Tom Sandy Balls comes to Peacock. They haven't released any cast photos yet. We know the cast, but we don't have any photos or cast photos or any of that. Which, by the way, I'm looking at the Traitors season 2 poster, and I'm seeing MJ on here. And somebody the other day, because obviously we know MJ was a liar and she lied about the bourbon room story, and that's what spun this whole shit out of control a year ago when we didn't even realize MJ was in the middle of it because she was lying to me and Adam. But whatever. The Traitors, because we know she's the real traitor in the bunch. Remember how in the Traitors it was like the final three? What was it? CT and Chriselle, not Chriselle. Was that her name? Trishelle, the blonde one. It was like the final, they were the final two, and then MJ. And MJ was like, oh my God, I can't believe the three of us won. We did it. We're all faithfuls. And then they ended up voting MJ out, and everybody felt bad for MJ. Well, now I don't feel bad for MJ. I take that back. She's a traitor, and she deserved to get tooted and booted. The ultimate traitor. But so we have the Traitors that is returning January 9th, coming back to Peacock. Let's get it. We love the Traitors. I think this will be a good season because we do have Tom Sandyballs in the mix, and I have a feeling it's going to get spicy. But not only that, before that, Peacock has announced that we have the Paris and Nicole on the Encore, which is the Simple Life reboot show. That is returning December 12th. So a little over a month from now, we have Paris and Nicole that are coming back. So that'll be fun. We have that to look forward to in December. We have Traitors in January. So we have things to look forward to. I'm ready. I'm excited for both. We have some good. We have Beverly Hills that's coming back in November. So we have Beverly Hills, which by the way, I got the screener for the Beverly Hills premiere. And it's the only one and I get the screeners all the time. I don't really watch them as much anymore because I'm just like, I'll just wait until it airs, you know? And then I was like, no, I really want to see this Beverly Hills premiere. Gotta say, it was good. Ended good. I can't say too much because it's under embargo, so I can't like tell you about it or give you my thoughts. But I will just say, Kyle and Eric are the queens of Beverly Hills. It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the new season. Definitely starts off with a bang because sometimes the premieres are always kind of tough, but looking forward to it. So we'll see. Okay. Brian says, can we talk about how Salt Lake City husbands are trying to give main character energy and failing miserably? Yes, let's talk about that because I watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City this morning. And so two of the big things were Heather versus Bronwyn, the newbie, which I like Bronwyn, but I hate her style and I don't like her house at all. It's really ugly, just like Mary's house. Like Mary with her Tiffany's kitchen, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. All of it is just Heather was right. Who from Whoville? So, but outside of Heather and Bronwyn, who ultimately, spoiler alert, didn't resolve anything, we also have Lisa and Whitney. And then we have Justin and John Barlow. And so they get involved because Whitney goes up to Justin, and Whitney's like, Justin, you're a liar. Whitney's a liar. Your wife's a liar. And he's like, she's not a liar. She's not a liar. And then he's like getting up on her. And so I get like Justin defending Whitney because that's his wife. So when Lisa comes up to him and calls Whitney a liar to his face, I get how she's provoking the situation. However, I agree. The husbands don't need to get involved. And when John Barlow gets in and like shoves Justin, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm like, this isn't Real Housewives of New Jersey. And like, we don't really need to be forcing a situation with the husbands. And then we get the whole scene with the husbands together and they're like trying to make up, going to lunch together and settle and squash the beef. I don't care. We don't need the husbands scenes, of them trying to make up and be nice. It's not necessary. Brian says their lunch with smashed potatoes and old fashions was so forced. It was just weird because they're not housewives. They're not like they don't do this stuff to like let's have a thing and because normally they would have a text exchange or like call each other and be like, hey dude, sorry I almost shoved your wife. It's all good, man. Don't do that again. Okay, cool, bye. And that's it. Like they're not gonna have a whole staged sit down, over old fashions and like hash out the beef. It ain't gonna happen. I don't believe it. Russ says in the after show, Lisa says Justin looks like a who from Whoville. I mean, he kind of does, He kind of does. But so does Heather Dubrow, you know? Or no, what do they say? She looks like a character from Coraline, which, I mean, they're not wrong. It is kind of funny. But, like, we all have our, you know, vibes. Laura says she likes my straight impression. Thank you. Thank you. That's how I talk to straight people. That's my code switching. It's a fun new term I learned. Code switching. Hey, bro. What's up, man? How's it going? Cool, dude. Yeah, dog. Bit. You know, that was more like a horse than than a straight dude. But I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, Salt Lake City. It wasn't my favorite episode. It was fine. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't like, ooh, wow. But yeah, it was fine. Everyone's laughing at my straight impression. What are you laughing at? Sydney says, "Thank you all for the support and love yesterday. I have unwavering gratitude for all of you. Thank you. I love you too." That was my best Kamala Harris impression. Thank you, Sydney. I love you. I have gratitude to you too. LOVE, LOVE. That's what we do. We support each other in the Zack Pack live chat. We send love. Love, love, love. Dina says, "Come on to the straight side voice anytime." Ugh. Straight man. Love pussy. Ugh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you too. Sydney, hey, love, got here a little late. It's okay. Late is better than never. Krista Marie says, "Love, love, love. Haters gonna hate, but I just love, love, love." And the Academy Award goes to who? Which voice was your favorite? You better thank a union worker. Oh, subtle gems, subtle gems. Okay. Ellie, Zach does take attendance. So I do take attendance, and I know who's here, and I know who's not here. Like Joe Mendoza's not here. Justin gets the Oscar. Why does Justin get the Oscar for doing what? Wow, here I thought you were giving me a compliment. You're gonna give it to Justin? Okay, what else? Let's talk about Katie Maloney. Katie Maloney, Baloney, Katie Maloney. Oh, Megan. Oh, I remember this. Dana Wilkie. Heck with Dana Wilkie. I don't need to talk about that swamp creature. Okay. Katie Maloney. Katie Maloney eating bologna sandwiches. So Katie, so remember the other day, we posted or someone posted on Reddit that was talking about Katie Maloney's boyfriend, Nick Martin, who's the Sleeping with Sirens guitarist. Surprised that none of that is in my notes. I pulled that straight from memory. See, it proves that drinking doesn't kill your brain. But so Nick Martin on Reddit, these women were coming out and claiming that they were dating him. One of them claims that she was dating him as recent as September, which was last month. And Katie Maloney, just a couple weeks ago, came out saying that she's with this new guy and she's totally in love with him, yada, yada, yada. So then one of the women that claims to have been hooking up or seen him or dating him recently reached out to Katie and said, you might want to ask Nick who he went to Mexico with in September. And then Katie Maloney. We have the receipts. Katie Maloney then responds. She said, "Yes, I'm aware. I was also dating and talking to other people in the months of September, as Nick and I were just friends at that point and not in a relationship or exclusively dating." Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. "I ask you and anyone else to consider that you don't know the timeline or the full story of how Nick and I came into a relationship. I'm very sorry that your experience left you hurt. I've been there. Dating is treacherous." And then the girl writes back to Katie Maloney Baloney. And she says, "As a girl's girl, I just thought you would have liked to have known. I had no clue. I was told he was hoping I was told he was hoping on one of his friends' vacation to practice his guitar. I didn't know he went to Mexico with the 20-year-olds and that he's been talking to since he was blank. That's gross. The fact that he didn't disclose that he has blank to her is actually illegal." I'm assuming, I don't know what that means, because so they blank it out, they blur it out when they release the text messages. So one, um, he says that there's this 20-year-old and he's been talking to her since since she was blank. So I'm assuming maybe she was underage when Nick was talking to her because they have it blanked out. I don't know what age that would be. And then not only that, but it sounds like he has something. And I don't think they mean like a National Geographic subscription. I think they mean he has like something because to her, it's actually illegal to not disclose that you have something like herpes. Like, does he have the herp? Does the perp have the herp? What? I don't know. He's got something, and he didn't disclose it to this girl who's now 20 years old. And he says that not disclosing it to her. I mean, I don't think he has like HIV because the blur is too long. Like the bleep is too long for it to be HIV, unless she did like HIV/AIDS. But then that would be too long, right? But I mean, yeah, syphilis sounds like it would be a little too long for that bleep, for that blurred line. Blurred lines. I'm thinking maybe the herp. I don't know. He's got something, and like I said, it ain't National Geographic's. But so then he continues, this woman continues to Katie saying, he is a narcissist, a manipulator, and a cheater. Well, who isn't a narcissist, a manipulator, and a cheater these days? Everybody's a narcissist, a manipulator, and a cheater these days. I understand your relationship wasn't closed off at this time. Wait, but does Katie know that he has whatever the blurred thing insinuates that he has? The herp is what I'm assuming. That's my own speculation. I just want to make it very clear on the internet. I am not accusing Nick of having the herp. We're just trying to divide and conquer, right? Can we go back to calling them VD? What is VD? The clap, a cock with bacterial infection. Is that illegal? But what if you don't know you have the clap, right? What if you're just trying to like make her cheeks clap, but you didn't know you had the clap in you? Zack is not a doctor. Thank you for reminding us, Laura. I am not a doctor. Allegedly. Thank you. Oh, we have the Real Housewives of OC reunion trailer, which we'll get to in a second. But anyway, let's finish this. I understand your relationship wasn't closed off yet, but does it give you the ick that he can go to Mexico with her, then Green Day with you, then meet up with me all in a week's time? We have matching texts and similar storylines with things being changed and omitted to keep him looking innocent. For sure, he for sure hurt me as a friend and as a human. So yes, dating is treacherous when you're dating a narcissist. So the first thing about Katie's response to this was that she said that in September, she and Nick were just friends at that point. But then in October, she said that she was in love with him and they were exclusive. So how do you go from just friends 1 month to the next month being practically, in love? I mean, I understand you can be, like, in love with your friends, but, like, mm, I don't know. Something about that seems fishy. He's literally with 3 girls in the same week, and then he's suddenly in a committed relationship. Katie Maloney, this sounds like baloney. This whole story, not buying it. Don't like it. Mm-mm. I think he's playing her. I don't think she's probably in infatuation. Go back to banging Max Boyens. I just don't think, oh, VD is Vin Venereal disease? What is venereal disease? What is venereal disease? Now known as an STI. What is that? I don't know. But whatever. So we'll see. Katie doesn't like being proven wrong. She'll fight until the end. Yeah, well, she can fight until she, wins that battle and she can keep Nick. Nick and his stank dick. Allegedly. Is this the National Geographic Live? No. Michelle says it's pronounced venereal. Venereal. Venereal disease. Got it. So does it do you catch it from veneers? Like if somebody that has veneers is blowing you, is that how you catch venereal disease? Is that why it's called venereal disease? Nobody knows. But I agree with you, Sarah. I think Katie just likes to not be proven wrong. She has to always be right. And so she's going to stay right. Doesn't look good for her. And then it doesn't look good for Lisa Barlow either, because Lisa Barlow, Carl Radke is spreading it like wildfire. Oh, what? You can catch it from veneers depending on the person. Well, why does Katie Maloney constantly choose fuckboys? It's like she's sabotaging her own happiness. Listen, some of us like fuckboys. Brian, you're a fuckboy. Why are you talking? Michelle said car, but what is VD? Car I need to look up what VD is. I just y'all are, uh, isn't that what, uh first of all, you spelled it wrong, okay? It's venereal. Venereal. Venereal disease is an older term for an STI, which are infections spread through sexual activity. What? Venereal. All it means, it's an STI. Venereal disease means STI. Oh my God. It's not even a specific thing. This whole time you made me think that this was like a new disease, but it's literally the term STI is preferred over STD or VD. Well, I know now they say STI because it's in sexually transmitted infections, right? Because it's a temporary infection, not a full disease. Like HIV is an STD, that is a sexually transmitted disease. But like the clap is an I, it's an infection, an STI. All y'all drive me crazy in the live chat sometimes. All this. Why is everybody laughing? Carl does have veneers. Oh, well, I mean, Donna says, Zach, VD is what we used to call it in my day. Got it. Got it. And I forgot Brian is from the olden days. Brian's from the 1800s. Laura says, so you would rather have an STI, not an STD. That is correct. Muddy Grace says, didn't you have sex ed? Excuse me, Muddy Grace. We didn't use the term VD. What we used the term was STD. I went to a Catholic school and it was STD, and they showed us pictures of what were supposed to be STDs, and they were very disgusting and not realistic. I'll tell you that. Brian said he was born in 1895. I believe it. Lori says, let's have neither. Yeah, let's have neither STIs or STDs. I like your thinking, Lori. Laura's like, all right, well, no D's, but all I's. Okay, let's move on to Lisa Barlow. Lisa Barlow. So Monica Garcia is calling out Lisa Barlow because there was a new interview that Lisa Barlow did with Entertainment Tonight. I believe it was Bryce Sander. And she did this interview with Bryce, and Monica Garcia then posted a clip from the interview and then wrote this really long caption saying, watch until the end. It's beyond obvious what's happening here at this point. Both of you saying my betrayal was worse than Jen. Really love how the interview caught that too. I was pretending to be something I wasn't, while you had a whole ass criminal pretending to be someone she wasn't right under your nose and you didn't know. As far as me being a witness, were you there? No. I was told I was being subpoenaed by the federal government if I refused to move forward. Don't speak on something you don't have the balls to do yourself. The right thing to do for all of her victims and the ones she frauded. You know, the elderly, the ones that you just laughed about. Also, let me drop the receipts of you getting the investigators' information so that you could also call in yourself and talk to them about what you knew if she didn't leave you alone. Devious, but you thought right there what you were right there with us, as referenced in the burn book, yet not shown. I would say some things behind your back, like you all do. Honey, you are the nastiest stuff. You had the nastiest stuff to say behind your friend's back, and thank goodness it was recorded for all of us to see. Girl, please. I said worse things. I said detrimental things. You do realize you have a cast member right now saying you F people in Park City for your black card and to get your bills paid, right? You also had cast members saying that you give blowjobs around town. But I just said the worst things. Stop with the BS. Vicious, vicious is what you're doing to me right now. You loved Reality Von Teese, and now you want to act like it bullied and tormented you when you know that is a flat out lie. If that were actually true, you would have absolutely sent your cybersecurity team after us, but you didn't, because you didn't need to, because that page never bullied or tormented you. And girl, you was a fan. Hashtag Reality Von Teese, hashtag Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. In a world full of lies, the truth sounds crazy. Boom. Wow. Danny says, I do agree with Monica. Love Lisa, but with Monica. I mean, I do love Lisa too, but wow. That is very long. It was very long. Michelle says she just forgot to tell her team to go the distance on that one. I mean, but then Monica continues and she drops receipts. Boom. On her Instagram story, she dropped a text message with Lisa Barlow, and it's a text from Lisa that says, "Did you send this to the prosecutors?" And then Monica responds, 6.5 years. And then Lisa writes, "That's it?" And then Monica responds, "Ah, got 6.5 years. Yep." She doesn't think, and then Lisa says she doesn't think she has victims. And then Monica responds, I sent it to the prosecutors. And then Lisa Barlow says, it's insane. And then Monica says, I'm listening to news covering the story. I'm shook. And then Lisa Barlow says, it's insane. And then Monica captioned it. What we're not going to do anymore is keep on pretending like you wasn't all up in this mess too. I've been taking all the blame and you keep adding to it and the lies, and it's enough. Dragging me into every interview you do. I haven't posted half of what I've got. You painting me out to be a liar has got to stop. And then she said, date January 2023. We started filming in February 2023. Open your eyes. Hashtag performative outrage. Wow. 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 So, I mean, listen, Lisa Barlow clearly looks like she was talking to Monica, which from what I remember that season, Lisa, um, didn't she pretend she didn't know Monica? And then Monica was like, why is she pretending she doesn't know me? And then Lisa's like, I don't know her. Well, clearly she knew something about her if she was texting her about she was also texting her about investigators and how Lisa was going to turn over information on Jen Shah if Jen Shah didn't stop talking smack about her. Wild. Monica's setting herself up for a return next season. And at this point, it's starting to look like it may actually happen. But I don't think they would give Monica a full-time spot. I think they would make her a friend of, to be honest. TBH. They would definitely make her a friend of. Heather Ann says, I don't think Katie knows the guy's real story. She sounds to be too calm in a very messy situation with possible STIs involved. Yeah. Whatever. Monica pretended she'd never been to Meredith's store. This is all lame. That's a good point, Brian. They all lie. That's a very good point. Monica absolutely lied and pretended she was somebody that she wasn't. And yeah. So I think, yeah, they're all trying to cover their butts and all lying. And they've got receipts, proof, timeline, everything. What a time. What a time. What a time. What a time. Well, that's all I got for you today. Today's not a wildly riveting news day, but what a time to be alive. Okay. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to wrap. I don't think I have any other thoughts, feelings, or vibes to add to it. But all right. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a great weekend, Halloween weekend. Go get some candy corn, get some D if that's what you're into, some spooky D. Live your best life. Happy Halloween, guys. Have a good weekend. And I'll talk to you again next week. We'll have a members only. We probably won't have, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a members only tonight. Do you guys care to have I feel like most of you guys have kids and you're out, that we should probably wait until Friday. I don't know. We will have a members only this week, but I just don't think it makes sense to have it tonight because it's Thursday. So let me know if you want it tonight or if you want it on Friday. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack all over the internet. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Stay tuned for new episodes of the podcast every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And on Fridays and Wednesdays, we have new episodes of The Pop Report, which is my other podcast. You can check out The Pop Report with me and Andy. I'm going to Teddy's show. Oh my God, I completely forgot. Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge, they have a show. I'll post about it on social media. They have a live show that they're doing on Friday. So buy a live stream ticket. Come if you're available. Come show some love. I'm going to be there. My friend Jacques is going to be there. You want to come? Come on down. Give me some love. Just Plain Zack, No Filter with Zack. I'll post it on both. That way you have the link and you can join if you're available. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Bye.